So this is more of a continuation of the previous video about how backdraft can be used as a term for expanded gaslighting of an individual. And this one will talk about how sometimes that doesn't go as planned. Now, given the title of this particular video, that's called a backfire. So yes, my definition of a social backfire is karmatic gaslighting, or gaslight karma, or you get your karma from you trying to gaslight a person, okay? Whether you did it to that person individually or you found a way to get other people, to see the effects of your gaslighting. I don't know what I would call it. I guess collectively. Yes, collectively on the individual, you gaslight it, okay? But sometimes, once again, that can backfire. You have to be true to your facts and your information, even if it's not true. It has to be enough to where people are convinced there's some truth to what you're saying, even if it's not the truth. But a lot of times this can backfire on the individual. And I believe often this is based on the integrity of the individual that is gaslighting in the first place. If that gaslighter already has a certain reputation, it's only a matter of time before things truly come to light about the gaslighter, his or herself, depending on the gender, who is the arsonist at that time, okay? Sometimes you play with fire and you get burned, okay? So that's the other catch about you being a gaslighter. This is not no game. This is not fun and games. Now, to some it is, because some people just like to see people burnt alive and how they're trying to destroy a person in public. I see that a lot. And this is not just with social media. These things happen outside of social media too, unfortunately. So you just want to stay away from the people who are dramatic like that. You care more about me as an individual instead of you actually trying to know more about me as an individual in order for you to burn me alive with your gaslighters, okay? Not too much more to really say about the backfire, and I think it all speaks for itself. But yeah, the part where it becomes very karma is because like the definition of what backfire is, it basically means an action where it has a direct, equal, opposite effect of its original intent. So everything you have tried to put out on a person, all that comes back to you, okay? All that comes back to you. And sometimes it could come back just as bad, It kind of reminds me of them rubber balls, the ones that are like really bouncy, and you throw them up against the wall and they bounce back just as hard as you threw it to the wall, A lot of backfiring can go that way. So let's just talk about fire for now, right? Since I kind of talked about it already and it's kind of representing everything that we're talking about right now. You want to set something ablaze, but then you didn't realize how flammable you really were. See, the idea of setting something ablaze and making sure that it does its job is you know how to deal with fire. And you're setting the proper things on fire. So in regards to gaslighting, that's not the intent. You want it to be set on fire, even though it's probably not the proper thing for you to do. But you're hoping that everybody else is convinced of your actions. Okay? So this is a very tricky matter. This is definitely a very tricky matter. And obviously, this is one that has to be manipulated, which is what gaslighting is all about in the first place. See, people oftentimes that do these things, they want to be able to get away with it, even though you might not get away with it. But I say, just as with someone that's a true arsonist, you've learned how to perfect your craft over the years. So yes, someone that is what I would call a serial gaslighter, they have perfected their craft over the years, okay? They may have scars to prove that it wasn't always easy for them. I'm pretty sure they've had it backfire on them before. But as with anyone that's a pyrotechnic, you kind of get addicted to flicking the match, and if you could burn more things, you will let it burn. But see, with things being karma in this world, things will just come back to you tenfold, whether good or bad. And I know some people don't believe in karma. Some people just believe your actions will one day determine a reaction. But to me, that's still karmatic, because that means that one day your behavior will cause a certain action to happen onto you one way or another, which is the whole idea of what karma is. So be careful when you light that match and you think it's all fun and games, because the games can be put back upon you by someone that actually wants to set you on fire. No pun intended. Signing out.